Also, every time they say fat people deserve access, I'm just like, who is denying you access? Hey guys, it's Jermaine and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, I just want to say welcome. My name is Jermaine. I make videos about the fat acceptance, fat positive movement. I share with you also how this movement personally impacted my life and influenced me. Now that I'm out of this cult and no longer influenced by them, I feel the need to talk about it and to tell you guys why I think this is a cult. So if you're into those kind of content, then you might want to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell because I upload new videos at least once a week. And if you're returning to my channel, I just want to say welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for being a part of my little family here on YouTube. I love you guys and I appreciate every single one of you. Today we're going to break down some more fat positive fat acceptance cult nonsense. This is a video from TikTok, so let's take a look.
Just because you're a fat person as well does not mean you can't be fat phobic. To be honest, I think most people that I meet are fat and are really fat phobic because it doesn't matter what size you are. We've all been conditioned to think that being fat is bad. And whether or not you're fat, you're almost always, unless checked and doing the work, you're almost always going to be the person who wants to lose weight or who thinks you're a skinny person inside a fat person's body. Ask yourself the next time you want to call out a straight size person, am I still really fat phobic?
Firstly, can I just ask, what the heck is a straight size person? Not all slim people or average sized people look the same. In fact, I think there's also discrimination literally for every type of size people. This straight sized, not all of them are the same, and there are people who are a little bit more bigger, there are people who are a little bit more smaller and still get discriminated as well. I know of people who make fun of Ariana Grande and say that her body is the size of a 12-year-old boy. I know of people who don't think Florence Pugh's body is like an ideal body size. People also discriminate against that. So I don't like the idea of how they lump anybody that is not as big as them into one category and just call them straight size, like they don't have insecurities and they don't have problems. But anyway, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
And I have to share with you that I am still unconditioning. Even though I've been doing this work for over 8 to 9 years, I'm still working on that muscle, right?
If you need to consciously and continuously brainwash yourself and train yourself into this weird nonsense belief system, is this not a cult?
Because we live in this world where this is a very, very unique opinion. Like me believing that fat people deserve access, respect, the rights to live the same way as straight size people is a radical want. It's something that a lot of people feel like fat people should not have until they lose the weight. So if we live in a society where people are constantly telling us that you need to be slimmer to be accepted, you need to be slimmer to get the same respect as a straight size person, it's very hard to forget what you're championing for. Even for me, it's a muscle that I continuously exercise and I continuously surround myself with people who believe in these things as well, because we can't go at it alone. Like, you definitely need your community. I definitely need my community to rally alongside with me, not only in terms of calling the people around us out, but also calling ourselves out.
She literally says she needs to surround herself by other cult members. This is to remember that she's right. This means that she's not interested in surrounding herself around people who believe in health. She has no interest in doing research to see why there's so much stigma against being overweight. These people just want a community to validate their unhealthy habits and lifestyle. Something that's so normal that we can all see with our eyes. Even a little kid can tell when they see somebody who's fat. You don't have to train the kid and say like, oh, this is fat, this is bad. No, even a little kid can tell when someone is overweight and unable to physically do certain things, and they can tell that that's not normal. It's a bit off. The fact that you need to condition yourself to this outrageous belief that your fatness is something that you must be complacent with, and that you should not even think about getting better or changing your life or becoming more healthy, because that kind of thought is fat phobic.
Almost always going to be the person who wants to lose weight or who thinks you're a skinny person inside a fat person's body. Ask yourself the next time you want to call out a straight size person, am I still really fat phobic?
This just proves my point even more that fat acceptance is a cult. If I have to convince myself that cigarettes are not bad for health, cigarettes will not cause your organs to fail, cigarettes will not give you disease, it will not kill you, despite the statistics showing that it does. Despite the fact that doctors have proven that no, smoking cigarettes is bad, it like causes lung disease or whatever, I have to condition myself to believe that is not true. And so I just stick with other smokers who are just equally as delusional, so we can just brainwash each other and continue living in this lie. If that was the case, people would think this is weird, this is not normal. I mean, even smokers know that what they're doing is killing themselves. They are very well aware of that. So you would never hear smokers saying that, let's be cigarette positive, they would never do that, because they know it is stupid. They know that what they're doing is bad for health. They're addicted to it. And it sounds crazy when I'm saying these things, to create a smoking community that don't believe that, what the doctors say about cigarette is bad. Like, to have a community like that is weird. But that's exactly what the fat acceptance community is doing. It's a community of people who say that it's okay for us to be fat like this. We can enjoy our unhealthy food. We can just continue to grow and get to a bigger and bigger and bigger size, and it's fine. And if society have a problem with it, then it's on them.
I'm still working on that muscle, right? Because we live in this world where this is a very, very unique opinion.
She said this is a very unique opinion. Yeah, it is a unique opinion, because a culture that promotes death and promotes for people to stay fat or become bigger, to stay unhealthy, is a unique group, because most people choose life. Most people choose to live long and be healthy. So this group is not normal. So yeah, you guys are a unique group. Also, every time they say fat people deserve access, I'm just like, who is denying you access? Nobody is saying no fatties allowed on the streets after 9 p.m. Like, what access is being denied to you? Maybe if you wanted to ride a horse and you're too big for it, and then they deny you access, well, that's because you're too heavy. You might kill the horse. Do you want access and license to kill animals? Why would you want access to commit murder on innocent animals? Rights to live the same way as straight-sized people. Again, what rights? What rights that straight-sized people have that you don't? If you're trying to defy gravity, that's not straight-sized people's problem. That's not society's problem. That's on you. What right is taken away from you but only given to straight-sized people? Can you elaborate? They always talk like this, but they cannot elaborate, because they know if they start elaborating, they will start sounding like our Queen J-Bay.
These are the exact steps that hotels can take to be more size inclusive and accessible for travelers of all sizes. Number 1 on the list, provide sturdy, wider chairs without armrests. Number 2 on the list, ensure beds with strong support and a higher weight capacity. Number 3, make elevators and hallways spacious.
Demanding for free plane seats and asking people to change building structures for them. No one is denying you anything. The fact that you think people are denying you something, it's because you just suddenly became a little self-aware of how your size is affecting your day-to-day life. If you can't fit through something, or your situation or your condition made you aware of how big you are, you're sitting on the train, or maybe you're sitting in a chair and you realize that the chair is too small for you and things like that, then you become aware of how big you have gotten. Instead of self-reflecting after that awareness, you push the blame quickly on society and other people is the problem. So no one's denying you any access. You are choosing to become too big to fit into this tiny world. Instead of self-reflecting, you quickly push the blame on society. The walls and the chairs, or the incorrect way that the sun is shining, that it affects your mood so you cannot eat right, or how society have made you so poor and now you are going through poverty and so you have to eat 3 super cheesy, greasy meals in one sitting, or skinny people walking around and minding their own business just stresses you out, and it makes you more aware of how fat you are, and so then it pushes you to want to eat more, and then the chairs are abusing you for it.
Not only in terms of calling the people around us out, but also calling ourselves out, right? When I see a person who's bigger than me, am I feeling uncomfortable? Am I questioning that? And am I going deeper and asking myself, so am I only okay with someone who is just a little bigger than me? If they're 5 to 6 sizes bigger than me, is that bad now? And is that not as, pleasant to look at?
Have you ever watched My 600-Pound Life? Yes, it is bad now. If you cannot walk properly, you're out of breath. Can you imagine if your building was on fire and you weighed 600 pounds? Can you please explain to me, how are you going to escape? Would that be discrimination from society? Would that be you being denied access to survive a fire? Or would that be you putting yourself in a situation that you cannot survive a fire? What happens if you end up getting injured? Then they need to send the paramedics to come and save you or carry you out. Who is going to be able to carry your 600-pound self? Who? The fact that you feel this way, you feel like, oh, you're being denied this, or you're being denied your rights and stuff like that, it just shines more light to the fact that you are not being normal. And the fact that you need to put in so much work to change your thought process and change the way you think tells me and tells everyone that you're not doing the right thing. You're not being normal. I wonder, like, do these people even like think when they're saying these things, right? Do they think like when she said, what did she say again?
If they're 5 to 6 sizes bigger than me, is that bad now? And is that not as, pleasant to look at?
Do you have eyes? I have eyes, and I know, yes, it's not pleasant to look at. It is not pleasant. Let me tell you what. It is not pleasant to see somebody with tubes in their nose, not being able to breathe, not being able to move. It is not pretty. It is not pleasant to see someone suffering and having, like, the skin condition because their fat laps is covered there and it's like sweating and they end up having like skin disease. Have you seen those videos? Are you telling me, you woman with eyes, that it is beautiful to see that? It is very pleasant, and I don't think that's pleasant. Something is wrong with me. Is that what you're saying? Are you okay? Do you think it's very beautiful to see somebody so overweight they can't even take a bath? Are you telling me it's beautiful to see a woman so overweight she cannot do anything for herself, that her 9-year-old son has to help take care of her instead of she takes care of her son? You are telling me that is very pleasant to look at, and if I don't think that is pleasant and I don't think that is nice, then I am fat phobic? Is that what you're saying?
Because these things have set in so deep in our psyche. The next time you want to call someone out, ask yourself, are you doing the work to undo your inner fat phobia?
No undoing here. I'm realistic. We are realistic people. We see the world as it is. We see things as it is. We are not mental people. We know that you cannot become overweight. You cannot become obese. Morbid obesity is bad. It is ugly. It is disastrous. And people who are in a morbid obese situation, they tell you what it's like. And if you and your community want to continue brainwashing each other and believing that this is good, this is pleasant, and if you think it is not pleasant and if you think it's not good, then you need to do inner work and you need to change your thought process. And I'm sorry to say, but something is wrong with you. Do these people even think what they're saying? Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because I upload new videos at least once a week. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. I post a lot of what I do throughout the week, like my food, my workouts, and things like that. So if you'd like to follow me on there, the links will also be in the description box below. And I'll see you guys in my next video.